Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello everybody, another day. What's everyone been up to today? I've been working and doing all sorts of things from home today. Tonight we've got Sarah joining us. We're going to have a bit of a chat to her about her new song, Something Special, and see what she's got coming up for the rest of the year. Tell us what you've got planned for Easter. We've got one more show before Easter, so let us know what you've got planned for the weekend and where you'll be. Hi Susan, it's great to see you. Well, we might welcome Sarah into the room. Hi.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Thank you for joining.
You're right. No worries. It's exciting to be here.
You've rushed home from work so you can chat to us. So thank you so much for doing that.
No worries.
Now, I know that we were talking earlier about you being in Tassie earlier in the year, but we might chat about a few other things first and then have a bit of a chat. So you've released your single, Nothing Special. It's pretty exciting. I love this single. It's interesting because I love the film clip and I couldn't believe when you said it was filmed down here. Tell us a little bit about Nothing Special.
Sure. So in lockdown last year, in about April, I think it was, because it took me a couple of weeks to just accept the fact that that's what was going to happen. I decided I was just going to lock myself in the room I am in now and just write as many songs as I could. My goals for 2020 were to record new music, and I didn't know how I was going to do that, but it all happened, thankfully. But yeah, so this song is like loosely based on an experience I had back in high school, which was a couple years ago now. But I did a creative writing exercise like in year 9, and my English teacher got us, we were allowed to kind of pick what we wrote about. So classic kind of teenage girl. I was like, let's do like a boy meets girl story. So I wrote a story about, like a boy meets girl, they fall in love, they get together, everything's going great, and then it's not. And then they need to work out kind of what they do, whether they stay together or whether they break up and are better off for it. And I think the story probably easily could have ended like they break it off and then they're better off for it. But I decided to like write it so that they worked it out and got back together. Anyway, I handed it in to my English teacher, and she was like, look, I like the story, but I want you to go back and change the ending.
Okay.
And I was like, oh. Deliberately, I had done this and I was a bit annoyed, but I wanted the marks because that's the kind of student I was. So I went back and changed it. But for whatever reason, that's kind of always stuck with me. And I've always had that in the back of my mind going through life. And I know now kind of like I've been married almost 4 years. It's actually 4 years tomorrow. So if my husband's watching, don't forget to go to town and buy me something nice. But, like everything kind of in life to this point hasn't been like a happy ending, and it hasn't been like obviously there's happy moments, but it doesn't all just kind of work out. It's like it takes work, and I think it that kind of song has kind of a bit of everything into it. So that's kind of that's how it kind of came about.
So have you spoken to that teacher since this song?
No, I actually looked her up on LinkedIn the other day because I was like, I wonder if she's still around. Like, I'm sure she's still around. I don't think she'd ever see me out in the world, but she was a Ms, so that should have been my first thing. She might have just had some stuff going on. But
yes,
anyway.
maybe. Well, it's inspired a song, so maybe it happened for a reason. Susan's popped into the room and she says hi. Jonathan has popped in as well. There's lots of people popping in. Susan said she's having a quiet Easter on the Gold Coast and hoping you won't be in lockdown. Absolutely. That is just awful. You're stuck in lockdown again. Whereabouts are you based now, Sarah?
So I am the easiest way to put it is an hour and a half northwest of Tamworth. So
Okay.
rural New South Wales, my town has like 80 people in it. It's the best.
Tiny, lovely. Yeah, small towns, small places. Jules has popped in and said hi. Hi, Jules. Now, let's go and talk about this amazing film clip, because what a film clip it is. Tell us about how you came to come up with the way to do it and to do it down here.
Sure. So I've had the idea kind of since I wrote the song. I had a bit of an idea of how I wanted it to go, and I realised after my husband was like, we should go to Tasmania on holidays, which wasn't even on my radar at all, because we normally go north and it's normally like super warm and super beachy and lovely. And obviously it was like summer, so it was the best time to go to Tassie. And the Tamworth Country Music Festival was cancelled, so I was like, like we've got time. But we like booked it in November, so it was like super late. And we didn't even have anything booked really. We had the boat booked there and back, and then we just had to fill the time. And then obviously I'd had the single booked in, so I knew I wanted this song and I knew I wanted it to be released for my birthday, so to say.
Yeah.
So I needed to do all the promo stuff in January, and I was like, oh, but I'm not going to argue with my husband because we never get to do anything and go anywhere. So we'll just make it work. So I was Facebook stalking all of the Tasmanian music groups and stuff, just trying to put it out on Facebook that I was coming down, and I wanted some recommendations of some good video people. And Richard Harmy's name came up a few times, and I had a couple of like phone calls with him and a couple of other people, but Richard was just so laid back. So Richard's based in Launceston, as are you.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah,
It's
and he was just lovely. It really is. It really is. And everyone's like, oh, everyone loves Tasmania. It's amazing. And you guys love it too, which is really cool. It's not just like something you tell the tourists.
No, it's lovely. And we don't tell them half the time. We're like, no, it's our beautiful little island. We love it. So tell us where you filmed it and how you chose the venue.
Sure. So obviously I had zero idea about Tasmania. So I was like, okay, I know it's really cold all of the time, except it's not. That's just something they tell you so you don't think
that's a secret. Yeah.
So I said to Richard, look, this is my vibe. It's funny because I actually kind of wanted it shot in like in a city kind of vibe was my original kind of thoughts. But he said, look, I listen to it and I hear like rural kind of stuff, and there was a couple of towns that he was thinking. So one was Bothwell, which is north of Hobart by 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and the other town was Kempton. So they are like really close together.
Very close.
Yeah, so he knew the guy on the council there, so we just he got in touch with them and organised it all, and I just had to pick a date, and then I had to organise all the hair and makeup and all the fun stuff that goes with it around that date. And it was funny because it was so hot in Tassie the whole time we were there, and this one day we shot, it was freezing and it rained.
And you were at Bothwell and Kempton, it was probably always going to be cold.
Oh, maybe go to see. I don't know, but it was so beautiful though, and it's almost like a Tasmanian feature film, including Sarah Leete kind of thing. It's lovely. I love it.
I love it. It is a great film. It's funny because, as I said to you, I watched it and I loved it, and I did not even click. That's so sad. That's because it's down south.
Oh, for sure. And Tassie has so many different vistas, like pristine beaches, like hillsides, and it's really I really liked where we shot because it is quite the same vein. Like I'm in like a really flat area, but if you kind of leave us for like maybe an hour, like on the way to Tamworth and stuff, it's that same kind of hilly, beautiful rural area, and I really liked that it kind of fitted in. Yeah,
it's beautiful. You can't go wrong here. Now, I know that you're sitting there and going to do a song for us. Would you like to do a song now? What are you going to do?
A single.
Good. Well, I'm going to let you have the screen and let everybody enjoy.
Thank you. Right, so this one is the new single, Nothing Special. Sorry, I'm still calming down from work. Why am I wasting my time with you? Why am I out trying to fix the blues? 'Cause disappointment will always come around every time I think about you. And I can't keep waiting for a happy ending. I know it's never gonna come. Yeah, boy, I know that you were nothing special, but you're all I've been thinking of. And all the heartache you put me through isn't enough to keep you from my mind. And I can't get back all these days I lost and all my wasted time. And I can't keep waiting for a happy ending that I know it's never gonna come. Yeah, boy, I know that you were nothing special, but you're all I've been thinking of. Oh, can oh, can I keep on waiting for a happy ending. I know it's never gonna come. Deep down I know that I should stop pretending, but you're all I've been thinking of. And I can't keep waiting for a happy ending. I know it's never gonna come. Yeah, boy, I know that you were nothing special, but you're all I've been thinking of. Oh, can oh, can
Yay, that was so good. Thank you.
Thank you.
It must be hard sitting there looking at the screen performing, not watching, hearing people cheer, and you did great. Thank you so much. Have you done any Facebook Lives over COVID?
Yeah, I did a few, and so I got like a micro grant through my arts governing body thing, my local arts governing body, and they're like super supportive of everything I do, and it was a really good opportunity. So you could apply for like up to $1,000 for things that would help you during the pandemic, like reach your audience. And I really wanted to do like a high quality stream, because like there was a few people doing it, and a lot of others like you're just kind of like on your phone, and it's not, and I didn't have like a very good phone at the time, so I just wanted to do it a bit better. So I was streaming through my camera, and it was a logistical nightmare. It was so hard. It was so hard. And I had like the same, like you guys, how you have like your intro thing, and it was just trying to get it all right. It took a little while, but I'm actually doing one. I'm going to do one next week, because it's been so long since I've like jumped on. And obviously I haven't been able to get out and tour and see everyone. So it's a really fun way. But I think I did a live the day that I released the single, like, or that I announced it. And my phone like stopped halfway through, and it was just frozen on my face. I couldn't turn it off.
It never chooses a nice picture when it freezes, does it? It has to choose the most awkward. It's like there's somebody that actually chooses those frames. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
There's lots of people that have popped in to say hi. Damien
Hey,
said
Damo.
hi. And lots of people saying happy anniversary. It's lovely to see.
Thank you. We're April Fools. It's hilarious.
April Fools. Did you choose that deliberately, or was that an afterthought?
Actually, the day we got together was after the long weekend in Easter back in, it was 9 years ago. So we chose to get married the same day we got together because it was easy to remember, and it fell on a Saturday, so it was lovely.
Oh, even better. It was meant to be as well. Now, it's been a little while since you released music. 2017, you released self-titled EP. Tell us a little bit about that and why it's been a bit of a gap for you. What have you been doing in that time?
Sure. So my first EP was so much fun. I recorded that with Catherine Britt at a studio on the Central Coast, and I released, I think, 2 singles off that. The first one was Safe, which was probably the more successful one, and then a song called My Happiness is Misery, because that was fun. It's actually a really beautiful song and I love it. So I did that, and then I had got another grant for that.
You've done really well, haven't you?
Always writing and asking people for money. But I wanted to be able to, it was going to be my first project, and I wanted to learn on someone else's dime, essentially, because I know the industry was it was going to be hard, and there's heaps of stuff that I needed to learn. I could write a song, and that's great, but it's really only 2% of it. The rest of it is just logistics. So I did that, and then I toured a bit after that, and then basically my life just fell apart. It was lovely. So my dad got sick. He got cancer in 2018, I think, and then he passed away in 2019. So every time I was like, I'm going to do this, something else was just like, no, you're not. But I'm running out of excuses. So so the start of last year, I was like, right, I'm going to record this year. I'm going to save money. I'm going to record. It's going to be great. Then the pandemic hit, and I was like, you've got to be kidding. Anyway, I persevered, and here we are.
Here you are, and you still did it. So you said that the pandemic didn't stop you recording. So did you record this through COVID? How did you go about that?
Yeah, so I had written, I recorded a couple of songs. So there may be some other stuff coming out soon, which is very cool. Very excited, because
that was one of my questions, so I'm so glad.
Well, there you go.
Tick that off, yes.
So I really wanted to write. It's funny, your first kind of project, you have songs that you've had forever, and some of those songs were maybe 3 or 4 years old when I recorded them. But this next kind of stuff that's coming out, literally, the oldest one was April 3rd, I think, and that might even be this single was the oldest song out of it. So it's really a snapshot from last year. None of it's I'm sitting in lockdown, but they're really reflective songs, and just I'm so proud of them, and I'm so proud of how we recorded them. So during the Queensland water closures, I think in August I had to duck over the border, and they were closing it 2 days before I was meant to go, so I had to leave early and duck over to Brisbane, which is 8 hours for me. But I went and recorded with Michael Moko up there in Brisbane, and he co-produced my last record, and I just loved everything he did, and he's just such a beautiful person. So it was great to go up and hang out with him and Melody, and record these songs. So it was a dream, an actual dream.
That is so good. I love hearing those stories. Now, where can people find you?
Well, I am on social media, as is everyone, I think, these days. So Sarah Leete Music. My last name is like feet. It's with an L, and then you whack an E at the end. I'm sure if you just start typing it, hopefully it will come up.
Hopefully it'll come up,
it's here somewhere. You can see it.
It is there, and it's in the title as well. It's in the title. It's tagged,
So there's that, and then this song, the new song that's out, Nothing Special, is only available digitally at the moment, so you can stream it, you can buy it on iTunes. It's on Facebook and YouTube, obviously, if you want to listen to it that way. And I think the other singles will be released that way too. Maybe later down the track, they will be tied in a bow on something physical for those people who still really like CDs. And like, I'm happy with that. But yeah, just like logistically, it was going to be hard this time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And have you got other merchandise?
So I have my EP, obviously. I still have physical copies of that. And then I've got, I think I've run out of stubby coolers, but I've got some stickers and stuff. And I'm in the process of ordering some new merch for this next lot of music. So if anyone has any ideas of anything that they like, so what are your favorite merch things that
you know, I find that hard, but I think you can't go past a stubby cooler. Everyone loves a stubby cooler and a hat.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're definitely your two. And then something fun. You've got to find something different that people don't all do, and that's the hard part. I've given up on merch. It's too hard.
No, it's really interesting to hear what people like, because I know a lot of people will go and buy like cattle tags and stuff and this and that. But
you've got to have a few little bits and pieces, because people like to have a big item like your hats or your stuff, something physical that they can use, and then the little things like the tags and stuff they like to buy when they get those things. What have you got? What are you thinking? Have you got any thoughts on?
Well, I have some kind of crazy cactus obsession. Like I have a lot of cactus, and I'm wondering how it is I can sell them at gigs, because I've got like heaps of cuttings when I'm not working and singing. Playing with cactus. So I was wondering if I could put them in tiny little pots, but I don't. It'd be really hard to get them around the country, so I'm not sure.
You could get some shot glasses with your name things on them and plant them in those.
That's cool. I like that.
That would be fun. And then if they jump the cactus and doesn't survive the ride home, they've still got the shot glass.
Exactly. Hey, I like that. That's a great idea.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know we've gone over time, and thank you for singing. I love that song. It is so good. I hope we can talk to you again very soon.
For sure. Would love to.
Hopefully for the next single, which I'm fingers will be fairly soon as well.
Might so come to Tassie and do like a in person.
Definitely. Let's do that. We'll live Country Kickback for the next single. Another film clip.
I'm up for it.
Done. We'll sort this. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. So we'll be back again tomorrow night with Ashley Dallas at 7:00 my time. So keep an eye on the page, because it'll have a little button you can click to give you a reminder. Thank you again, Sarah, for joining us. It's great chatting to you.
No worries. Thanks for having me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you for watching. We will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.